Hello fans, welcome to our Manchester City news channel. Before we dive into the hottest updates about the club, you know the drill. Give us a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything about City. Let's get straight to it because today's news is unmissable, featuring stories of ambition, young talent, and strategic decisions that could shape the team's future. We begin with a rising star catching the attention of Europe's biggest clubs. Savino, a 20-year-old forward who is thriving under Pep Guardiola's guidance. Real Madrid's interest in the player has stirred up behind-the-scenes discussions, but Manchester City remains calm and confident in their position. Savino joined City after a spectacular loan spell at Dona, where he played a key role in securing the club's first-ever qualification for the UEFA Champions League. His impressive performances didn't go unnoticed, prompting Manchester City to invest over $30 million in the Brazilian talent. The partnership has been fruitful, with his positive impact extending to other teams within the City football group. Savino's debut for the first team was solid, and his confidence has only grown since then. He scored his first goal in a thrilling match against Leicester City, a feat that cemented his place as an integral part of the squad. With his continued development and limitless potential, comparisons to football's greatest players have already begun to emerge. Now, with Real Madrid closely monitoring his progress, transfer rumors have intensified. However, reliable sources indicate that Manchester City is not interested in any negotiations. The club's confidence in Savino's future is as strong as the contract binding him to the team until 2029 without a release clause. Even if there were one, the activation cost would be so steep that it would deter any suitor. The player himself acknowledges that there is still room for improvement. In a recent interview, he shared, "I still need to improve my English to communicate better with my teammates. Adapting is a process, but I'm pleased with my progress and always focused on evolving." This determination is what sets him apart as a special talent. With Guardiola by his side, Savino's journey promises to be a success story at City. Walker, one of the most experienced players in the squad, has played a crucial role in many of Manchester City's triumphs. His defensive prowess and speed have always been valuable assets for Guardiola, but his performances this season have raised questions about his future. Despite starting 14 matches out of 18, his absence from the last two games suggests that a transition to a new era may already be underway. As previously mentioned, releasing Walker on a free transfer could provide financial relief, but it also means letting go of a leader with years of experience at the highest level of competition. Guardiola, known for frequently reinventing his teams, has proven to be a master at balancing youth and veteran presence. However, he now faces the challenge of finding a replacement with Walker's unique qualities, a task that will require careful planning and strategic foresight. The question now is, should Manchester City prioritize cost savings, or does the intangible value of keeping a veteran leader in the dressing room justify the expense? Share your thoughts in the comments. While we discuss departures, there is also news of potential arrivals at the Etihad. A familiar name is being linked with Manchester City, Douglas Luiz, a midfielder currently playing for Juventus. According to reliable sources like The Athletic, City are looking to add depth to their midfield and are considering a loan move for the Brazilian until the end of the season. Here's the interesting part. This would not be Douglas Luiz's first stint with the club. The midfielder was signed by City in 2017 from Vasco da Gama. However, he never had a real chance to shine under Guardiola, spending time on loan at Girona before making a move to Aston Villa, where he impressed and caught the attention of Europe's top clubs once again. Now, with Rodri sidelined since September due to a serious knee injury, Manchester City need reinforcements in midfield to sustain their title ambitions. Defensive signings such as Kusanov and Vitor Rice, as well as forward Marmoush, have already been secured this window, but the midfield still lacks a direct replacement for the Spanish anchor. Juventus, however, are not willing to make things easy. While City favor a loan deal without an obligation to buy, the Italian club prefer a permanent transfer or, at minimum, an agreement with a mandatory purchase clause. This clash of interests may prolong negotiations, but City's determination to strengthen their squad suggests discussions will continue. In addition to Manchester City, Nottingham Forest have also shown interest in Douglas Luiz, increasing the competition. For Luiz, this could be a chance for redemption and an opportunity to prove he is ready to wear the shirt of one of Europe's biggest clubs. But will City be prepared to overcome financial and strategic hurdles to bring him back? The return of a player to the club that first introduced him to European football is not uncommon. There are many famous stories of players who left, evolved, and came back more mature and better prepared. If Douglas Luiz makes his way back, he will bring with him experience gained in both the Premier League and Serie A, a factor that could outweigh any initial concerns about his suitability for Guardiola's style. At the same time, Walker's potential departure and the arrival of new signings highlight City's ongoing transformation, always striving to balance experience, youth, and the dynamism needed to remain at the top. Guardiola is not just a winning manager. He is a strategist who understands the importance of renewing his squad without losing the team's identity. Every transfer decision, therefore, must be analyzed from two perspectives: its immediate impact on the current season and its long-term implications. Signing Douglas Luiz may solve short-term issues, but it also opens up strategic possibilities for the future, while Walker's exit raises questions about leadership and legacy. If there is one constant in Manchester City's success, it is Pep Guardiola. Since his arrival, he has implemented a footballing philosophy centered on total ball control, relentless pressing, and tactical flexibility. For players like Savino, this represents a unique opportunity to grow under one of the best managers in the world. For veterans like Walker, however, the highly competitive environment may signal that their time at the club is nearing its end. Yet every departure and every new signing reflects Guardiola's vision of building a team that not only wins trophies, but does so in a dominant and inspiring manner. With Rodri's absence weighing on the team, Pep Guardiola knows that the defensive midfield position is one of the most critical in his tactical system. Manchester City's style of play revolves around a midfielder who can not only protect the defense, but also dictate the tempo of the game with precise passes and quick decision-making. Rodri mastered this role, and his absence has left an obvious gap. Douglas Luiz offers some characteristics that could fill this void. His ability to distribute the ball, combined with sharp vision and a strong defensive presence, makes him an enticing option. However, the challenge lies not only in his skills, but also in his adaptation to Guardiola's complex system. Would Luiz be able to integrate quickly and provide the necessary balance between defense and attack? The Spanish manager typically demands more than just raw talent. Players like Rodri and De Bruyne stand out not only for their technique, but also for their tactical intelligence. Luiz would have to prove quickly that he can fit into this philosophy and contribute consistently to City's ambitions this season. As the club explores solutions to strengthen the midfield, confidence in young talent remains strong, exemplified by Savino's journey. The Brazilian forward has already shown he has the ability to be an important part of Manchester City's attack. His first goal against Leicester City was a milestone, not just for his career, but also for his confidence. Real Madrid's interest in Savino shows the impact he is already making on the European stage. However, Manchester City, protected by a contract until 2029, knows it has a player with the potential to become one of the world's top football stars. Guardiola has a track record of turning young prospects into established stars. Just look at Phil Foden and other talents who flourished under his leadership. But even for Savino, the road to the top requires patience, hard work, and adaptation. His own words, acknowledging the need to improve his English for better on-field communication, reflect a humble mentality and a willingness to evolve. With this attitude and the support of one of the best development environments in the world, the chances of success are high. Manchester City has always stood out not only for its multi-million-pound investments, but also for the strategic management of its signings and renewals. Walker's case illustrates the delicate balance between cost-saving and sporting performance. On one hand, releasing a veteran player with high wages could mean savings of up to $5 million. On the other hand, losing his experience in crucial moments could prove costly on the pitch. In modern football, every market decision has profound implications. If City chooses to keep Walker until the end of his contract, it will incur a considerable cost, but also preserve an important player for squad depth. If they choose to let him go for free, they free up financial space to strengthen other areas, but risk being exposed defensively. This dynamic shows how success goes beyond what happens in the 90 minutes. The behind-the-scenes elements, with their negotiations, contracts, and financial strategies, are an integral part of what makes a champion club. Guardiola and his team need to balance all these variables while pursuing the ultimate goal, keeping Manchester City at the top of English and European football. The future of Manchester City will be defined by the decisions made now. Investing in new talents, like Savino, and potential reinforcements like Douglas Luiz, is part of a broader plan to ensure sustainable success. At the same time, respecting the legacy of players like Walker and making wise financial decisions are factors that shape the club's culture. City has a solid foundation for growth. With Guardiola at the helm and a board that understands the complexities of the market, fans can be confident that the club will remain a competitive force. However, each transfer window brings new challenges, and the path to glory is paved with tough choices. Now, fans, we want to hear your opinion. If you were in the City board's position, what would you do? Would you release Kyle Walker to save wages or try to sell him for a symbolic amount? And what about Douglas Luiz? Do you think he would be the right reinforcement for the midfield, or would you prefer to see the club betting on another name? Leave your comment below and join this conversation that defines the heart and soul of our Manchester City. This club is driven by the passion of the fans, and your voice makes a difference. That's all from me, but you know the drill. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give us a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates. A big hug to everyone, and see you next time, fans.